Hi Aries, welcome to your mid-month reading. This is my second take on your video, as well as Sages. The sound wasn't working on the first ones. I'm using the computer, the laptop camera. The camera was working quite good, and now the camera is not working, but the sound's good. So, we're just gonna make do with this here. They have strong Mercury. I also have strong Aquarius. Usually affects the electronics. Usually have issues with electronics. Alright, so just gonna shuffle here. It's a Scorpio Scorpio full moon. So you guys are really sensitive at this time because it is ruled by Mars as well. So usually what's happening with Scorpio has some sort of effect on you because of the Mars, right? It's a co-ruler for Scorpios. But it is your planet. Alright. Okay. So excuse the camera if it's all jolty. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Oh, good card. Aries. It's way better than Sages. Sages didn't get a good reading, man. There's something they're up to that's not all that great. So we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is family. So this is a really good card. This is in the past. So in the past you felt complete with your family, it's saying. This is also businesses staying in the family, you know what I mean? The next card we have is the World. Ooh, you guys have got good cards. This is better than your first reading, I'm not gonna lie. So with the World here, it's definitely what I'm getting with the Ten of Pentacles is there's a new opportunity family-wise, business-wise with your family. It's an opportunity, but this is also a new child being born. You might be quite pleased with the child if you have a new child that was just born. There's also a chance of being pregnant here too. So if you don't want to get pregnant, then you definitely watch that. Yeah? It could be a surprise where the Ten of Wands, you did get this in your last reading too. So with the Ten of Wands, this is what's hidden. So this new opportunity is going to be quite burdensome. It's going to feel quite burdensome is what I'm getting, but it's going to be worth it. You need to stick through it. So whether this is even, because it's family, the thing, like it could be school, completing school, and it's like burdensome, but there's going to be some gratification for it. Also like starting a new project, because this is the World, right? Starting a new project might seem quite overwhelming, but it's going to be well worth it is what the cards are saying. The camera doing this is really distracting me. I get distracted quite easily. So the Five of Wands. Oh, jeez. Okay, so I'm just going to touch the card to get the energies off of it so I can kind of like tune into it. So if I'm quiet, just give me a moment. Okay, so Aries, what I'm getting is whatever this new project is that you want to do with the World here, okay, it seems like you're fighting yourself on it. Like, yeah, it's going to be burdensome, you know, and you're going to have competitors, but it doesn't matter what your competitors are doing. Like, it just, like, everybody does something in their own way and it's unique, right? So you have a unique capability that nobody else has. But what I'm getting here, there's an Aries out there where you're a writer is what it's saying, and you need to write a book. It's talking about writing a book, and it could even be writing a book about your past troubles that you went through. you know, like turning it into fictional. You can call it fictional is what it's saying, but you're a writer. You need to write a book, and it could take a year to write this book or this project or idea you have. You might need to research it for a year before you can come out with it. But art as well is coming through. You could be an artist, and you need to be getting your art more out into the world, you know, like. But this is also sewing, like clothing. If you're an artist, art comes in all ways, right? So fashion, like designing, jewelry making too is coming through because of beads. Like I see this as like the sewing needles, and creating necklaces here is what I'm getting. There's some sort of creative ability that you have that you're not utilizing properly is what I'm getting. And like when you decide to do this, what I'm getting is you're gonna have competitors, but you need to avoid them. If you see this guy's got his back turned, he's like so burdened he doesn't care what anybody else is doing. You know what I mean? Like he's got 10 wands to uphold, you know, to hang on to. Because if he lets one of them go, then it's gonna collapse in this one, right? So like even if you have competitors, you need to be applying that energy into your work. But you have some sort of ability that you're not using. This could be at work. People, if you have a regular job, at work, people could be talking behind your back. It's saying not to get involved in that. So we have the Knight of Swords coming in. So this is, you're going to get some sort of swift movement is going to happen, a swift message. This is an air sign, so an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. It doesn't have to be though. It's somebody taking on these energies. They could have no air in their chart at all, but they have planets all in an air house, multiple planets in an air house, you know, so they come across as an air sign, you know. You have, this is taking action, right? Again, with the sword here, what I'm feeling is, for one of you, this is you're a writer, because it's a sword card, it's mental, and you have what I'm seeing in my mind and what I'm getting from the cards is that you're a writer. You need to start journaling, and then because even what I'm thinking is that even if you've thought that you were a writer before, and you know you wanted to look into it, and then you didn't decide to do it because it's too burdensome, you know, it's too much work. When you're put on the spot, you don't know how to create the actual idea, then you need to just be journaling things that happen in your life or things you think about, and then in a month or two you can come back to it, and I assure you you'll probably get your idea from that. But this could be, for some of you that have partners, this is your partner, and your partner is making changes, and it could be a little uncomfortable for you. If for some of you this is a child, and your child is really, really trying hard to get something done, and they might need your support because they might feel quite burdensome. Even family members as well, that's coming through for family members. So we have the Death card. Dun dun dun. I'm just joking, Aries. I love my Aries. I do find Aries and Scorpios are my harshest critics. But it's okay. I enjoy criticism. It's helpful as long as it's constructive, right? So what I'm getting with the Death card, it's a death to the old way of thinking. It's a death to some old way of doing something. is what should be done. And what you need to do is take action. Whatever, like if you're in a relationship and you think that it's the man that's supposed to make the money, I highly doubt this with an Aries, because Aries women, they're quite, they bring home the bacon. You know what I mean? They're not going to sit around and eat bonbons like Peggy from Married with Children. That's getting that in my head too. They definitely take action. This is coming through as a child, though, being either was just born, or is, for some of you, there's a chance you can get pregnant and you're gonna have a family. You know what I mean? Others of you, I think what it is you're too concerned about having a family. For you single ones, like you want children and stuff like that, and you need to be more focused on creating a stable foundation for yourself, because you got to remember it's 2017. You don't need to have a spouse to have children, whether you're bisexual, straight, gay, single, married. You know, you have lots of options, right? You can't be looking at things in the old manner. You have lots of options. One of you guys are a writer. You're a creative writer, a poet. Somebody else out there, fashion designing is what I'm getting, male or female, right? And jewelry. I don't know why jewelry's coming through quite strong. Is this saying too, okay, so if you have one of those things going on, you might have a lot of competitors and you're burdened, but you're only looking at one way of doing it when there's other ways of doing it. Like you could be selling at a flea market. Like you can hire a person. I don't know how much it costs for somebody to be at a flea market, you know, like while you're maintaining the second location. You can start knocking on doors to sell your paintings and your writing on other people's sites. You know what I mean? You got to start knocking on doors, right? Like there's an end to the old way of doing something. Even with your family, you're quite burdened with your family. I think some of you had a new child and you're concerned about it. Some of you need to go back to school. There's somebody that needs to go back to school. There's children. Some of you opening up your own daycare. Aries, you guys are great with children. Honestly, some of the best people I know with children. Again, Aries, you guys always get this card. You need to slow down. You need to rest. This is under the World. So you need to rest. Don't take too quick of an action with if you have a creative idea with doing it. You need some time to ponder it, right? You need to really think about other avenues that you could be reaching, you know, like, and with the World here, this is options, but this is like reaching out to other avenues is what's coming through. That's what's coming through. Also, this is fighting at home with your spouses and children. Maybe you might be getting a lot of fighting with them. You need to be approaching it differently is what it's saying. It's too fiery. You have no cups here. You need to be getting more in tune with your emotions. There's no cups here. We have the Star. Yes, Aries. I love this. Okay. It's on top of the Ten of Pentacles. So this is some sort of hope and renewal. You're going to see a spark of an idea. You know what I mean? Again, it might be seem burdensome, but nothing comes to you quick. You know, like everything takes time. You don't just get a corporation. It takes years and years to get that corporation. You start with a little mom and pop store, you know, a little online business selling your artwork on Etsy, you know. That's another avenue. You got messages coming through. You need to be paying attention to that. Ten of Cups, beautiful. This is a family business. Anything you want to start, keep it within your family. Don't be talking about it with other people. Don't be talking about it with other people. This stays within your family. It's strongly coming up here. Yeah, you need to keep it within your family. There may be an Aquarius that can help you, or an Aquarius might, somebody with strong Aquarius might give you the idea. But you also have an Aquarius here, is what I'm seeing. And this Aquarius is starting something new. They got a creative idea, and you need to go with it. You need to help them, because Aries knows how to start things and get it going, right? A lot of people, especially if you're dealing with air signs, they can get stuck in their mind. Even fellow fire signs, you know what I mean? Leo's and Sagittarius, earth signs. Aries is definitely the one that starts things. There's no nuisance with an Aries, you know what I mean? They don't sit around and wait for other people. They do it. Like, 6 of Cups. Okay. I think we had this last month too. You're reminiscing too much on the past, yeah? The burdens of the past. Your past might have been burdensome, but those were lessons, okay, to get you to where you're going now, okay? So if things were going wrong and things were being cut out of your life, or you had to move or something like that, that's happening to put you in the position that you need to be in to complete, to get you on your creative path, to get you to start that business, to get you to the right job, to get you to the right location, to meet the right partner, you know what I mean? Anything that has been taken from you is being taken so you can gain, you know? But you're not seeing it that way, is what I'm seeing. You're not seeing the potential in something that the universe is offering you. You're just seeing it as too burdensome. You're being stubborn, Aries, is what this is saying. You're right here. The message I just got is you're being stubborn. You might have one way of wanting to do it, and there's another way of doing it. This is reminiscing about good times too, though. So you might be melancholy. Like, don't get stuck in the past. Oh, we got can you see that card? The Queen of Swords. She's on top of the 5 of Wands. This is obstacles and conflict. So this is a woman. This is a fierce woman. Like, you can't, the lighting's not good here. If you see her face, so it's on top of the 5 of Wands. This is an intelligent woman. And this is conflict. It's coming in as conflict and an obstacle. So this woman could be an obstacle for you. If she's an obstacle for you, do not fight her, because you're not, I'm telling you right now, Aries, if you try to, this woman is going, what I'm feeling is this woman is going to be a step ahead of you. Like, you can't cross this woman. Like, if you see her, her sword is straight out and it's reflecting. So you see, whatever, if you're having a problem with a woman and you're gonna try to like get something past her, you're not going to. I'm saying that right now. This woman is intelligent, you know, like she's got a lot of wisdom. But this is also saying, Aries, that you need to be like this. You need to cut through this, you know, like you need to be using your intelligence, and you guys are quite intelligent, and you need to cut through the bull. You really need to cut through the bull. You have the Knight of Swords here too, right? You gotta graduate from this knight. The knight's a little flighty, you know, like you gotta graduate from the knight to the queen or the king, you know. But if there's somebody that you feel, it could be a boss, right, causing you problems. This could be a boss. And if you're dealing with a boss, your boss, you need to be, this woman is going to take emotions out of it. She's not going to see it from an emotional standpoint. And the fighting, she's going to cut through that. Like, so if you talk to her, she will cut through that. She'll give you advice. You know, this is a smart, intelligent woman. She knows how to get things done. You know, she'll remove emotion from it. So her emotion won't, if you let your emotions rule you, then problems start occurring. This woman will cut through all of that. Like, so if you're having some sort of battle, you want this woman on your side, because this woman is like, if you were in war, she would be the one planning how everybody was going to attack. She would be the one doing that, and she would win because she's quite methodical. I think she considers a lot when she's doing things, and she's intelligent, so she has a lot of information. It's on top of the 5 of Wands. She has a lot of different information. You know, like, this is not a woman, when you walk to her, she already knows the truth. Like, it's reflected. Like, you can't really see it because of the lighting, but it's reflecting back. So she already knows. She'll already know. Like, if you're going to try to cause her problems, she'll already know. And she already has the facts. And she'll hear you out. She wants to hear you out, but she already knows. Definitely a woman you want on your side, not against you. She will cut you. She will cut you. It's not a woman that plays around, is what I'm getting. So you have the 8 of Wands, and I love this card. So this is an outside influence. Again, I'm getting writing is coming through, painting, sewing. I'm not sure why. You're being guided to it, though. If you have that ability, you're being guided to it. This is spiritual protection coming in and giving you a message. And there's 2 people. You see that? 2 people. You have a partner that you can partner up with. So if this is your family, you're being spiritually protected in your family. But definitely somebody in your family has an ability that you can be turning into a family business. Some of you guys, if you're having issues, you might need to suck it up and go back home. That's what it's saying. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be blunt, but I'm a Sag Sun with a Sag Mercury. So there's no getting around that. And I got an Aquarius, Mars, and Venus, so I'm pretty straight to the point. You know what I mean? This, ooh, nice. So you're gonna get a new emotional offer. Oh, fantastic, Aries. I love seeing you guys happy, where you guys are at your best. And it's just like, when you're happy, you do so much for other people, you know? Like, you're like a rainbow, you know? Like, giving people that pot of gold, you know? It's endearing and sweet. You guys are very endearing and sweet. A lot of people don't think so, but you are. You're misunderstood from some. So let's see what we're getting. So what you need to do is you really need to focus on your emotions, Aries. It's saying you're going to get a new emotional start. This is funny because we were talking about writing and fashion and poetry, and I always see people say the Ace of Wands is creative, and it is, but I always see this as something that truly fulfills you, like emotionally creative idea. You know what I mean? So like story writing, that's something that affects people's emotions. It really does. It can have a positive change to a person's life from a book that they read. You know what I mean? Hearing another person's story really can make an impact in somebody else's. Children book. Children. That's why children might be coming up here. Children's books. Yeah? Look into that. Children's books. Some of you might be opening up even your own daycare, is what I'm getting with children. Because I see, like, these guys are young, right? They're young. And then you got her on top of it, which is, like, she's taking care of the kids, you know what I mean? She knows how to nurture their minds, you know what I mean? She's not going to let these kids eat a bunch of cookies and run around off of sugar, you know what I mean? She knows what's best for them. You know, like she's gonna tell them to sit in the corner if they've done something wrong. So this is a good woman to be doing stuff like that. You know, like she's going to mentally nurture children, and if you have that ability, that's what children need more now than ever. And for the last card, so you have a choice. So you really need to rest. These are possible outcomes. You really need to rest to make this decision. Because it's a pentacle and she's looking up, you see there's multiple ideas. So there's multiple ways you can do things. So you need to be researching other companies that do what you do to see the faults that they, or how they do it, and then see how you can kind of combine that with yourself. Yeah. I want to pull one more on top of the... It's a message. So nostalgia here and the Ten of Wands. This could be a child even that has a business idea and they're overwhelmed. Nostalgia, to me, the Six of Cups is... It's like childhood, you know what I mean? And this being the child, your child is quite burdened right now. If you have a child, they might need your help. I would say this would be your youngest child, which is a fire sign, double fire I'm getting. You might have 2 kids that are fire signs. They're quite worried and burdened. It could be with schoolwork. They might need a tutor. Because this girl, she's like a tutor, this woman. She's a tutor. Your children might need to be tutored more. They're having problems in a subject. But also you should be getting your kids into art. I think some of your kids need to be more creative. Getting together with your kids is a good idea too. Alright, Aries, hopefully this helped you out, and I will talk to you next month. Ciao.